Hey there YouTube, CJ with the Straight Vape back at you with another video. And I kind of really fought with doing this video, whether I was wanted to or not. But I really just think that it needs to be done. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a video about this. And basically, I'm talking about there has been a post on Facebook circulating around that's picked up a lot of traction and it shouldn't. About vapes exploding. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to show you some different mods, and I'm going to explain to you why these things fail and why they explode 99.9% of the time. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So get ready for some hard truth. Alrighty, so where do I even start? So, alright, so 99.9% of the time these things fail. People get hurt or injured because of user error. It's not the default or the fault of the device. It's not the fault of the batteries. It's not because vapes are unsafe. All of that is complete baloney. What in many cases, and most of the ones I've been able to find actual details on, because you'll notice that on every single one of these things, they very rarely will tell you what batteries are being used, what device was being used. They just say a vape exploded, and that's it. Well, that's not enough information. And you're just scaring the bejesus out of people that could potentially be given a life-saving alternative to smoking cigarettes. So this is a mech mod. This is called a mechanical mod. It's a mech mod. This is also a mech mod. They're both basically it just holds a battery. Okay, so I'm going to take this one apart. So you stick a battery in there. This is your button that you push in, right? And the button pushes up, touches the battery, makes a contact. So you're essentially vaping. You have your atomizer screwed on top, which is connected directly to the battery. There's no wires, there's no displays, there's no electronics. That's why it's called mechanical, because you have a mechanical button pushing in, touching the battery, and making connection. And these are what 99.9% of the time people are using when things go wrong. And the reason things can go wrong is because not all mechs are made the same. You have to understand electrical properties. You have to understand Ohm's law. You have to understand the true limits of your batteries. Unfortunately, in this industry, batteries are wildly overrated. So that is helping to compound the problem. But 99.9% of the time, someone is using a mech mod. They've got vaping consists of wrapping wire coils that heat up to vaporize the liquid, and the coils have a certain resistance, and they're building those coils with too low of a resistance, so the battery is basically just dead shorting when they hit the button and it explodes. The other thing that can happen is, depending on the type of mech mod it is, you'll see that both of these, the tops are different. This is called a hybrid top. This is a standard 510 connection. This hybrid top increases the chances of error even more, because if I take this off, you're going to see it's just a hole. So when you screw your atomizer on here, your atomizer is making direct contact with the battery. On this, there's actually a floating pin with some insulation in there, so your atomizer's not. So, well, why do people use these? Because it's the best connection you can get, right? The problem is that if you use an atomizer where the center conductor pin isn't long enough, and you screw this down too tight, the top of the battery can actually fold in, and this is the top of the battery. That's what we're looking at there. So this top metal part can actually fold in and contact the positive and negative at the same time. You have another dead short before you even hit the button, and bad things are going to happen. So there's a lot of things happening with these mech mods, a lot of information that people aren't aware of, and they're just going and using them thinking, oh, vape is a cool thing, whatever. Look, I started vaping to get off cigarettes. I started vaping to save my life, and it has. I feel so much better. I can breathe better. I can taste things better. I can smell things better. I just went to the dentist, and teeth cleanings are way easier. My teeth are a lot whiter. I mean, the health benefits far outweigh anything bad that could happen. even if someone that's uneducated is using these and harms themselves, which I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But people need to get educated before they pick up a vaping device. The best and safest and easiest way to start vaping, get yourself a regulated mod. If it has a display on it like this, you're perfectly safe. Put the batteries in backwards. It protects you. Put the wrong batteries in there or a cheap battery and it'll protect you. Put an atomizer with a short 510 on it. It will protect you. Get a regulated mod to vape and you'll be just fine. Don't do the cool thing or whatever and find a mech mod because you heard that was the latest thing, or your boy who's blowing big huge clouds was using one, so you're going to use one. These are not for everybody. Period. They're not for everybody. And just to wrap this up, because I don't want to go too long, but batteries. There are tons and tons and tons of batteries out there that are not labeled correctly. If it says 3,000 milliamp hour and 30 amps, it's not true. There are no 3,000 milliamp hour 30 amp batteries out there. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, high current battery out there. It's an LG HB6. It's only 1,500 milliamp hour, but it is a true 30 amp battery, and it's one of the only. There's another HB6 different color, but there's only a small handful of batteries that can do 30 amps. This is what you run in a mech mod, in one of these tube mechs. Almost every other battery is about a 20 amp battery, and a lot of batteries like MREN 3500 milliamp hour that claim they're 30 or 35 amp, they're only 10 amp batteries. There's a guy named Battery Mooch. You can find him on the e-cig forum or on Facebook. Just type in Battery Mooch and you'll find him. He gives you the true ratings of what batteries can actually do in our vaping world. Also note, these batteries are completely safe. These are used in flashlights. That's where these batteries initially came from. And they've been used for a long time without any issues. So it's not the battery's fault. It's not the mod's fault. It's not the device manufacturer's fault. It's the user's fault. Got it? So stop saying that vaping is harmful and you're going to blow your face off. It's not true. All right? And you're going to end up killing somebody by making them stay smoking cigarettes. So I apologize if I start getting a little rambly there and a little heated, because this topic just pisses me off and I'm tired of seeing it. The other thing is, stop sharing those damn posts. Stop it. Stop sharing them. You're not helping the community. You're not helping anybody. But help stir up a negative pot, around the vaping community. So with all that being said, I'm going to go out of here with a couple of vapes. Perfectly safe. I'm not smoking cigarettes. Just keep your vape game strong. Stay educated. Don't share around all that ludicrous bullshit that we see out there. And you just keep your vape game strong. I'll see you in the next one.